just had the talk with our moms about how hard it can be to raise 2-year-olds. Joining us now is best-selling author and parenting expert, Betsy Braun. Hello, Betsy.
Hi,
and I want to mention you are a mother of triplets who are now all 32.
Correct.
God bless your soul.
She did. That's how I got them.
All right, what is the biggest mistake you see parents making?
Rather than thinking of it as a mistake, let me just tell you this. 2-year-olds are terrific, but they're testing for a reason. I call them the terrific 2-year-olds because they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. They're little scientists, they're little explorers. They're not, you know, the factory-equipped model doesn't come knowing how to do anything. So in order for 2-year-olds who feel very small to feel big in the world, they have to get frustrated, they have to do a lot of naughty stuff, and we take it personally, we think they're trying to do this to us. But the truth be known, they're doing what they need to do in order to learn to tolerate frustration and grow up. So your mistakes aren't really mistakes necessarily. They're just, I mean, I know you guys are all trying your best, but this is what they're supposed to be doing, and we as parents have to find ways to let them grow up in a way that will be positive and that we can help them to do what they're supposed to be doing.
All right, so give me your top, yes, absolutely. Give me your top 3 tips for parents who are dealing with the terrible
Okay,
twos.
well, my top 3 tips are really like my top 5,000 tips.
Okay, give me some. Just give me some.
And yes, definitely get sleep. And yes, definitely take care of yourselves. Make sure, you know, that you're eating well and that you're getting your own needs met and all of that kind of stuff. But, okay, number 1, we want to set our kids up to be successful. We don't want to set them up to fail. So you need to be aware of lousy local conditions. That means when the environment sabotages your child's ability to be her best self. So, for example, if your child is hungry, hasn't napped, been on too many errands with you, you've been on your BlackBerry too long, any of those things, that's lousy local conditions, LLC I call it, and your kid's not going to be doing her best job. So set her up to be successful by thinking about what you're doing and when you're doing it. You know, if you're taking her to a big party and there are all these grown-ups and she's walking around doing this all the time, she's going to fall apart. She's going to be testing you. She's going to try to figure out, how do I get your attention? What can I do to... So, in other words, set up your environment so that she can be successful.
You were going to say the next...
The second one,
yeah,
my second tip. My second tip is really a great tip for parents of kids of all ages, and that's this. Tell your child what she should be doing before you tell her what she shouldn't be doing.
Okay.
In other words...
For example?
For example, kids want information. They're not trying to tick you off. They're not trying to make you mad. They want to know what they're supposed to do. So when your child is jumping on the coffee table, right, to your 2-year-old, right, that's what they do. They have to figure out what happens. Does it break? What if I drop this? All that stuff, right? So she's on the coffee table, and you say, oh, do you feel like jumping? You can jump on the bed. We don't jump on the coffee table. And very often, telling her what she can do is going to distract her to the point that she'll be able to go do the right thing and not the wrong thing. And she's learned.
And tip number 3?
Tip number 3 is this. We really do want our kids to do the right thing. We want our kids to be in a position to make us happy. So I want to tell you this. Don't take it personally. This one isn't about you, by all means. So know that your kids are going to grow up. This is not going to last. It's not going to be the end of the world. Cut yourself some slack. Cut them some slack. And don't get angry at them about this. This isn't about anger. You need to remain calm. You need to remain cool. And if you find yourself in something where you're going to blow your mind, you know, you need to let steam out of your ears, calmly get a hold of yourself, remove yourself.
Can I tell you one tip I heard from a friend of a friend? She said to her daughter, you can whine, but only if you do it in a deep voice. And it made it impossible. She'd be like, but I want a deep voice. But I wanted that toy. And it was impossible for the child to whine.
See, and that's a great piece of advice for a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, but your 2-year-old, your terrific 2-year-old,
that's not going to fly.
You're not going to get it.
I do want to mention that you wrote 2 books. The second one is called You're Not the Boss of Me, which is in stores now, and everyone in our studio audience is going home with a copy of this. Betsy Braun, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
We'll be right back.